Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome. Happy
hey.
Wednesday.
Yay! Hi,
Happy Wednesday.
night.
Hi, night. I see everybody out there. Thanks for coming in. Just waiting for a few more people to show up before we get started.
Oh yeah.
But today was kind of big news. I got my mom home today. Super excited. I guess I had to bring her
Okay.
home because now we're going to get her healthy because
Right.
she just stayed sick in the hospital. So we're going to bring her home, get her healthy.
Tell her get
So
out there, start walking. It'd be okay. Rub some dirt in it. It'll be all right. Let's roll. Come on.
Right. So the funny thing is I was driving her home and I asked her, I said, because she's had is hospital food.
Oh
And
no.
it wasn't really good. So she's like, I asked her, I said, is there anything you want? She's like, I don't know. I want everything and then nothing. And then I'm like, okay, fine. She says, but I've been wanting some ice cream. Not now, but give me some ice cream sometime. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I got to make a stop. So I made a stop at the convenience store and I bought her a little ice cream and then I
Mhm.
bought her a Powerball ticket and I said, "Here you go."
Hey,
Hmm.
tell her if she wins, she must adopt me. Okay, just let her know that. I did not get mine today on the way home. I was going to, and I did not do it. Now I'm going to be kicking myself in the you know what.
Hmm.
Right, right. So I brought her home and I had to make sure is what I was doing. I was kind of sliding in late to the show, almost late to the show, and I was making sure that tomorrow when I'm at work that she's got all the stuff that is accessible for her, easy to make, things like that, so she can get herself something to eat. And I think I've overdone it.
Hmm.
I've got like 7 choices for her lunch tomorrow out there.
Yeah, yeah. Well, of course. I mean, hey, it is what it is, though, in that situation. I mean, you
Yeah.
got to
Yes.
do what you got to do. When the old man was ahead of his COVID, and they did the little feeding tube right here because they said quote unquote he was aspirating or whatever, and he did roughly 2 months in a rehab facility.
Mm,
And needless to say, by the time we got him home, that man would have killed anybody from some scrambled eggs. Okay.
right. Right. Well, and I think hers is going to be the coffee
Oh, she's gonna be
because
able.
she's said everything good about her nurses and everything. And she says, but man, she goes, they even made special pot of coffee for her. She goes, but it was nasty.
Well,
That's what she
yeah,
said, but it was
hospital coffee.
nasty.
What you expect?
So,
Hmm.
so she was super excited. Now she's home. So in the morning, she'll get her good cup of coffee.
Yeah. I mean, I was almost panicked this morning at work too when we talk about coffee because I got a Keurig over at work and I make sure I keep me some pods there so I can have my cups of coffee as I go along instead of doing a full pot and then forgetting about it. So I just keep those there.
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I looked up and it wasn't sucking water, and I was like, no, 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 no,
No.
do not tell me I'm not going to have coffee. But
It's like,
well,
no.
Andy man me went to work, and guess what happened? I got my coffee.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. I mean, if all else fails and our Keurig breaks, I mean, we do have the old coffee pot.
Oh yeah,
They
I even got percolators. What are you talking about? I am
yeah,
always prepared.
yeah, gotta have that. I mean, Donnie, what's your go-to drink in the morning?
It's my Keurig, and then sometimes I'll stop because there's a McDonald's on the way to my work.
Yeah.
I'll stop in. I'll like go drive to get like a large iced coffee, 2
Mm-hmm.
creams, no sugar.
There you go. There you
Tell you
go.
That's
what,
the way I like it.
I'm surprised. A lot of those fast food places, their coffees are crap. I will never go into a Starbucks. I hate Starbucks with a passion. But I've noticed that like the Sonic down here and the McDonald's especially kind of surprised me. Their coffee's pretty dadgum good. It really is.
Right?
Yeah,
Kind of like if all else fails.
it gets the job done, and most
That's
importantly,
right.
yeah.
And it's not horrible.
Yeah. Well, like I said though, the few times I've gotten it in the last year or so, it's actually been tolerable. Very
Right.
tolerable.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And and I was just on that I was on a recorded podcast that we were doing with someone else before the show. And
Yeah.
we'll talk about that at a later date. But
Yeah.
um I forgot to tell Krista that I got my mom home today. That's how little time we had, you know.
Hey, Krista, I know you're out there. She got her mom home.
But yeah, I got my mom home. Finally. Because we were talking, it's like they were, they were talking about doing, a stint in rehab and 30 days. And I'm like, the conference, and I got a dog. And then we were figuring out what to do with my dog. And I did remember that where I'm going is, it's pet friendly.
There you go. Take the dog with you. Leave him out at the farm. We're texting them.
Right. And Miss Kathy at Ray County Museum, she has a bunch of cats, and just lovable. You gotta love them. Anyway, so I'm like, my dog don't care about cats. He's around cats all the time. He's kind of like, hey, what's up? What's up?
Yeah. Are those cats
like,
okay
it's all
around?
good.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't bite me. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'm taking bets as to whether or not the cats like the dog then after that, all right?
Well, I won't have to take him now.
Oh, you won't?
No, because if my mother's here, then my daughter can, I would trust that my daughter can stay here. I'm not a firm believer just because of leaving a female, even though she is, a teenager. I just don't believe in leaving her by herself and out in the middle of nowhere. So I would have had to send her.
As far out in the woods. Thanks, T-Bone.
It's far out the farm fields, I wouldn't have felt comfortable, so I would have had to ship her off to somewhere else and then take my dog, and now it's all good. It's all good.
You had to ship her off. You got to go.
Thank you, T-Bone, very much, very much. But yeah, I mean, it was just, it's just kind of, everything's working out as it should. As it should.
That's good.
Because we talk about like how everything was going bad, and it's like we talked about how people's attitudes were horrible, and then it was getting a little better, and then all the other things with weather were happening, and then it's just been like a roller coaster we have been on in this world today, and we've been going through the whole people passing away recently, how it's been widespread. It's kind of like somebody personally who's lost somebody.
Yeah,
it's
or you've lost somebody yourself. One of the two.
Right. Exactly. So I hope we're turning the bend now, so everybody else can enjoy a little bit. And these temperatures of this weather right now, I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah, it's back up in the 90s here. It's going to be 97 again tomorrow. So, yay.
But that's normal. That's normal weather.
I don't like normal. I don't like normal.
Yeah. That's true. So true. But
anyway, let's put this up there. So since you talk about it anyway.
Okay. We can do that. Guys, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I don't even know what to say about this. If you're new and out there listening and watching, hey, Crossing Realms Conference, Richmond, Missouri. It is September 19th and 20th. We have a lot of things going on. We have vendors, we have speakers, we have haunted cars, we have ghost tours, we have all kinds of stuff happening. We have a psychic reading gallery with Mary Lynn Bass that's going to be happening. There's so much going on. And you know what? It's very affordable. I don't even know how to even put that. It's very affordable. It's cheaper than most conferences going.
By a long shot.
But yeah, with this caliber of events that are going on, there's so much happening, and get your tickets, everybody. That's all I can say. Get your tickets, and don't forget Thursday night we are having a social party, the pre-party, the we got to have fun before it happens because we've got stuff going all the way through the weekend. So we're not going to have time to have any other party.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a ticket holder or a vendor or, us, you get it free.
And also remember, in the description of the video or the video here today, there's also the link if you cannot attend and you want to watch it real time or watch the actual the Vimeo of it.
Yeah.
Curious Research /Curious Realms. We'll have it going, and the link is down there. So
Yes, yes. So if you can attend, but would like to still be there in spirit.
yeah, there you go.
No pun intended. But if you'd like to be there, that will also be available. So don't forget to choose that option if you can attend,
There you go.
because we're trying to get this out there to everyone, to make it available and affordable for everyone to come, just at least to experience some of it.
There you
And
go.
3 weeks, guys, 3
Oh,
weeks. That's all we
nope.
have. Thanks, JT Pops. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Joe.
But yeah, I mean, we're coming down to the wire.
100%.
I mean, we're right on it. I mean, it's kind of exciting because I've got like 3 weeks to vacation. I take my vacation in 3 weeks. I'm excited.
I'm going to be living
True
vicariously through y'all as usual. So
I know. We'll give you a call. We'll
No, you
video
won't.
chat.
no, you won't. Don't lie.
You'll be completely forgot about.
I
Randy
know. No,
Gilbert.
y'all think about me. Hey, this thing isn't working. Where's Randy had to fix it? That's
Well,
okay.
we'll
Y'all got
have-
Christopher
We'll
Jordan there.
have
He can fix
Christopher
it.
Jordan there. He will
Yep.
be able to fix all those things too.
Yep.
But if we
If he
need
doesn't look
extra
at you and say,
advice.
are you crazy? I ain't touching your stuff.
But yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a great time had by all. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, hey, you know what? No time like the present. Get them while the getting's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mickey's counted down. Mickey's
I
counted
know.
down. So here we go.
I know. We're all excited.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
So as we said on Sunday, me and you were sitting there talking, Brandy, like, what are we gonna do on Wednesday? We'll talk about it later. We don't have time right now. We'll talk about it later on. Well, we never talked.
We never did. Well,
we never do when it comes to that stuff anyway. But as we're sitting there today, I started looking around on the internet, just started goofing around this morning, and I was like, oh, wait a second, what's this Lemp Mansion? And I started looking at it because I had never really heard a whole lot about it, and I didn't think nothing about it. And then I went off in the rabbit hole. Holy crud, this has become a bucket list place for me now.
Really?
well, and it's so sad that it's
God.
a few hours away from me, and I have never been.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, is I was going through stuff now. I mean, like I said, and here's what it looks like today. Obviously, they turned it into like it's a little hotel / bed and breakfast / restaurant stuff type thing. So
Yes.
You can rent rooms there. And as late as 2015, I had accounts of people on the sites that I was going to, with people having activity.
Mhm.
Lemp Mansion.
Lemp, Lemp. Now, this all started with the Lemps in 18. Oh, where's my numbers at? Here we go. The Lemp family arrived in 1838 with Adam Lemp from Germany. Okay, he opened up a grocery store and sundries and all this stuff, and he had done a small little homebrew of beer. The thing is, though, his beer that he brought in was the beer we look at today for the most part as beer. It was a light lager, whereas back then all you had was dark stuff, the dark dunkels and the deep dark, stouts and stuff like that. That was the beers that were popular and were mainly utilized at the time. Well, he introduced it. Next thing you know, 2 years later, there ain't no groceries no more. He's got nothing but a 5-block area there he bought up and put a full-blown brewery in. That's how fast this thing blew up. I mean, it was 1838, and by 1840, the entire brewery is completely in place. There were other parts of it that they had that went underground because he had bought the Lemp Mansion out past I take that back. William, the son, William the son, which is William Senior, he expanded everything. When Adam Lemp died in 1862, he literally started expanding. We're talking about over 5 blocks here. He put the lagering, what he called the lagering caves that were underneath where they store the lager to get it to age properly. He had a tunnel after he bought that house. He had a tunnel done all the way to the brewery. So you got tunnels now running underneath through the lager caves back to the brewery area. to the point it was big enough now. Later on, it became an amphitheater. A actual swimming pool was put in down there, and they piped in the water that they used at the brewery, the hot water. They piped it in to help heat the water in the bathtub, or not bathtub, in the pool, and it became an actual resort in its own underground. And the only way to access it, other than the two ends, there was one staircase midway through that took you straight into the theater. And I was like, "Oh wow, this guy's really thinking about what he's doing at the time, right?"
Genius.
Yeah, I'm like, that's crazy. And you talk about from 1840, 1876 is when he bought the mansion and started doing this, because he literally controlled the beer market in St. Louis at the time. Have you ever heard the name Falstaff?
So you're talking about William Shemp?
Yeah, William Lemp.
Oh, Lemp. Sorry,
Lemp.
Shemp is. Yeah.
Yeah, Shemp is a Howard, is what he is.
Yeah, I was thinking
Shemp's a
Three
Howard.
Stooges. Yeah.
But
This guy.
yeah, that one right there.
That one right
Okay.
there. Yes.
Who does he look like to me?
Everybody in the 1860s.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Pretty much. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
look at him. Honestly, you look at him again.
I mean, yeah,
literally
you
looks-
can say that. I mean, they all had beards and
big mustaches.
big mustaches, the
Yeah.
suits. I mean, yeah.
Now think about this too. When he was doing this beer, and he actually introduced the name of his beer, Falstaff. They were the ones that brought Falstaff.
Mm.
So, you got Falstaff going, and he turns around and actually sets up Pabst, Frederick Pabst, sets up Anheuser and Busch, gets them going, helped get this guy was a entrepreneur. He was
not like the starter of Anheuser-Busch, but he was kind of like the
the benefactor,
the uncle
to it.
of Anheuser-Busch.
He helped him get jump started.
Yeah, he jump started him. He wasn't really related to him. Now later on, there was another one. I can't remember the name of the guy, but he married one of the daughters, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, this guy, when he got them started, he had a decent marriage. He had a favorite son that was supposed to inherit everything, named Frederick. He dies in 1901 at the age of 28. So he's gone. So guess what that leaves it to? That leaves it. Next one in line is William Jr. Will Jr. is what I call him when I'm writing on my notes here. So Will Jr. is the one that's going to get everything. Now this guy has amassed fortune upon fortune upon fortune upon fortune. Now this guy really knew his stuff. Senior, that
do we have a picture of him?
Of Junior? Yeah, we do. But Senior is where I'm still at right now.
Oh, okay.
This is Junior. This is the second.
All
Okay.
right.
We'll get to him in a minute, because he will be the epitome of privilege and arrogance. Okay. I'll
Oh,
let you know that from the get-go. Okay, so they introduced Falstaff in the mid-1890s. It becomes Lemp Western Brewery, and they were the first ones to establish coast-to-coast distribution of beer. So these guys, this man did not play games. He knew more. He knew more about that industry and how to get mass market to people than probably anybody in the area at the time. So after Frederick dies, out of the blue, where was that? I'm finding his William Sr., his physical health and mental health kind of going. You're going to see a train of mental health issues with this entire family, though, because he started having mental health issues. And I'm looking at Frederick died in 1901, and in January 1st, 1904, his best friend, Frederick Pabst, like I was saying, Frederick Pabst, the one he helped set up, he passed away. February 13th, 1904, he goes in and shoots himself in the head with a .38 caliber. Okay. So you're like, okay, this guy he felt desperate. He didn't have any friends. His best friend just died. He lost his favorite son. He just went over the edge. Okay. It happens, unfortunately. So now you've got William Jr. in charge. This is where everything goes wrong. Okay. November 1904, William Lemp Jr. took over as the new president of the company, inheriting family business and a vast fortune. He and his wife began to spend the inheritance. Okay. What does that tell you right off the bat? We're gonna go out and we're gonna have everything we can have. They put that mansion got completely staffed with freaking servants. He had chauffeurs. His wife wore nothing but lavender. Was her color. She wanted lavender. It is even rumored that she had the bridles of the horses that drew the carriage that they used were lavender color. The only time she was ever seen in public not wearing lavender was later on at the divorce when she was in front of the judge at the end of it. Okay. And he
Wait, so it's this guy, right?
Yeah, that's Will Jr. That's Jr. Okay.
So do we have the picture of the wife?
Lillian right here.
Okay.
That's Lillian. Okay. There's also, if you go into the actual house itself, the mansion itself, they actually put
there she is.
Her. Yeah, they got a portrait over there in the lavender. And trust me, from everything I was able to find about these two, that lavender and the way she's holding herself, the way she's holding that scepter and everything, that's the way they carried themselves. The epitome of privilege and class, quote unquote. Problem is, that takes money. And when you blow all the money, you can't keep the stuff that's bringing the money in. So what does he do? Everything starts going down as far as actual equipment at the brewery starts getting dilapidated. He's not upgrading. He's not doing the stuff he needs to do to maintain it, right? Because all he cares about is being in somebody else's eye, being perfect in everybody's eye. But what does he do? He goes around and starts doing, because he gets bored with his trophy wife, as they were called. He gets bored with her. What does he do? Goes out and starts having affairs with prostitutes and show hall girls, anything on the side that he could get, he was getting. And I'm sorry, maybe I guess at that time that was what the girls wanted. I don't know. But they saw money as what they saw.
Oh, sure.
And, he had a son, William Lemp III. Now, he was born in 1900. He didn't last very long either. He ended up dying, I believe it was in 1940. But I'll get to that one here in a few minutes too. Okay, so during all these get-abouts and stuff that Junior was doing, I'll just call him Junior, that Junior was doing, he fathers a child, an illegitimate child. Turns out he's got Down syndrome. Now, there's no documentation of the child. There's no documentation that ever existed or anything, but servants actually corroborated the existence of the child, because what they did, they brought him back and put him up in the attic area in the living quarters with the servants up in the attic and never let him go. There's no name. I could not find an actual name on the child at all. What he became known as was Monkey Face Boy because of the Down syndrome. So, he goes through that. And I don't understand how I've got a brother-in-law with Down syndrome. So immediately when I hear that, and I know it's the turn of the century, I know there's other issues going on. Don't get me wrong. But just hearing somebody do that to a child in general really kind of but it was an embarrassment.
Because of his stature and the amount of money people thought he had, his social standing would lower if they found out that he had a child with Down syndrome.
Yeah,
which was not talked about. It was kind of swept under the rug.
Nope.
And so they did put him in the attic and left him there.
Yeah. And but the servants took care of him, and they said he was very well mannered child or whatever. But once again, we're talking about a child who never saw the light of day. In fact, I'm gonna skip down here to where when he ends up dying. Okay, he died in the 40s. I'm gonna say in the 40s because it doesn't give an exact date. But he said he was in his 30s at the time, and he's buried at this Lemp Cemetery plot. They actually put him down at the plot, but instead of with the rest of the family, He's got one small flat marker that says limp, and that's it. That's it. So he was in a complete and utter embarrassment to the entire family, according to Junior. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, the mother died. Will Jr.'s mother dies of cancer in 1906. He files for divorce in 1908. Now, in 1908, filing for a divorce is a scandal. Okay. That's like saying, oh my goodness, what do we got going on here? Who cheated on who did this, who did what? And he just got tired of her. He wanted to go sow his wild oats again somewhere else. And so he files for divorce. She had almost lost custody of Will the Third. She'd almost lost custody because Junior produced a photo of her smoking a cigarette. A woman smoking a cigarette almost cost her custody of the child. Like she really gave a crap about the child to start with, I bet, though. Because it sounds to me like she was just as bad as him in the high society side. Now, is that the first time you'd ever heard anything about like a cigarette causing that issue? Were women not supposed to smoke back then?
We talk about poor farms and some of these haunted locations that we go to are poor farms. Men would commit their wives to these asylums and poor farms because they just didn't want them anymore. And they would make up stupid reasons.
Yeah. And I think he wasn't too far from doing that.
Right. And that's exactly it. I mean, they would say that she, has consumption, which we all know is alcoholism today.
Yeah. Yep.
And they didn't drink a lick.
No.
They would say.
Really? I always thought consumption was TB. I didn't realize.
Well, yeah, consumption is TB too. It is. It's considered the same. At that time, anything that was, they considered everything that was a malady in that time frame as consumption.
Anything like that was called consumption. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Just lump it into all one thing, call it consumption.
Oh, and the doctors would look at somebody and say that he didn't live the right way, like they believed back then. Somebody don't. Hey, you might want to think about the way you're having your marital digresses and such. It's going to cause you to have this tuberculosis or consumption. And I'm just like sitting there thinking as I'm hearing and it's from an old movie. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just like, man, we have come a long, long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would a doctor ever even think about telling somebody that, Okay. So, as if him blowing through the fortune as fast as he could blow it wasn't bad enough. He does the divorce. His mother dies. In 1906, 9 large breweries combined to make the Independent Breweries Company and started directly competing with them. By World War I, Will Jr. squandered all the fortune and allowed the brewery equipment to decline that even he had to remodel in 1911, and it did not help. Will married again in 1915 to the Casper Kohler, the daughter of Casper Kohler, who was another one of the brewers from that area that they actually helped. He married her daughter in 1915. Guess what happened in 1918 and 1919? Here comes Prohibition.
Oh, Prohibition.
Well, that just put a nail in the coffin right there of the brewery. Because he actually, on the 20th, he had a sister named Elsa. And on the 20th of March, 1920, she shot herself like her father did. Okay. She was despondent over a rocky marriage. Yeah, they sure were. They really were. Syphilis, and pull that back up again, because I don't have it up on my side. But
and
alcoholism and syphilis were both called death by natural causes back then.
Yeah.
Okay. Natural causes. So, once again, we've come a long way on that one, but that tells you, if they're going to say that's natural causes, that tells you how rampant it really was. So, okay, so, she shoots herself. They liquidate the plant and the assets in 1922. Everything gets liquidated. Will Jr., he shoots himself same way his dad did, with a .38. Okay. That was in after 1922 when they had to liquidate. December 29th of 1922 is when he did it. And I'm just like, okay, this is where I started thinking, okay, now this house already has a lot of death and despair in it, as we can already tell. So we've got a whole bunch of either residual and maybe even some active. But the brother of Will Jr., Charles, he took the mansion and remodeled it. And only people he kept there was 2 servants and Will Jr. Or not Will Jr., the monkey face boy. The illegitimate child, because Will the third had died of a heart attack in 1943. And he was at 42 years old. 42-year-old in 1943 dies of a heart attack. Something's going on here, okay? Monkey face boy dies shortly after that. And Charles shot. Here's the problem with Charles. Charles is of that same mentality now. Don't get me wrong. He shoots his dog first, his Doberman Pinscher, which he loves, according to all accounts. Shoots the dog, then goes up to his bedroom and shoots himself. And this was on May 10th, 1949. This was only 6 years after Will the Third had died. And somewhere in between that time is when the monkey face boy died. I hate calling him that. I'd rather say the illegitimate child. That he passed away. So Charles shoots himself. That leaves one brother only, and that was Edwin. And he did not come to the house. He did not try to come to the house. He did not try to take over the place. All he did was stay in his place in, I believe it was Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. And I didn't write it down on that one. But anyway, he stayed in Missouri. So where his estate's at, he brought all their worldly possessions, shall we say there. He lived until 90, though. He died in 1970 at the age of 90, and his last deathbed request with his butler at the time, they burned everything. All the paintings that they had amassed, every bit of their paperwork, all their certificates, everything that had anything to do with Lemp Mansion and the Lemps themselves was destroyed. You're talking about a researcher's dream to have found something like that, you know? And now it's gone. And that ended the Lemps. They're gone. He was the last of the bloodline. Done. Gone.
Or was he? You know,
there's bound to be something else out there, but
so we go from him, but then he's the one that screws it up. He's the one that built the empire.
He built the empire right there.
That's the wife.
And then you got, you know, as you go along, the mansion itself, you know, I mean, you see there's a side right now, and you can see they do their stuff. This has all been changed and stuff since then. After Charles died in the mansion, you know, it began to deteriorate and haunted stories began, and it declined bad. It was bought, turned into I shouldn't say a bed and breakfast, but a boarding house. It was turned into the boarding house. And by the time it got to where it was bought in 1975 by Dick Pointer and his family and renovated and turned into a restaurant and inn, by the time it got to them, it had resorted to a flop house is what it had become. That's how bad it is. So Dick Pointer buys it and renovates it and everything. During this entire time, from the time it became the inn or the boarding house and such, it became notorious for ghost stories. People were talking about hearing voices, seeing things move, shadow figures, everything. They didn't call them shadow figures at that time. They say ghosts, you know. But when he bought it in 75, they were working on the place. Workers in the house itself, they told stories about the apparitions, strange sounds, tools vanishing. The people that worked in the restaurant were seeing the same thing. They were seeing glasses pick up and float away. They were seeing stuff just kind of disappear. They were seeing apparitions and wisps of air and stuff like that. So it started getting the haunted vibe probably in more or less in the 60s more than anything else. Now, when we talk about the different hauntings and such, you've got what the staff returned. There's 3 active areas. the stairway, the attic, and the basement. The staff referred to the basement and the opening going to the old tunnels as the gates of hell. So I don't even want to know what might be going on through there. They never said anything specific about it, but as I look at the actual write-up, because there have been several investigations, people have sent in readers stuff and all that crud and pictures. So when Legends of America is where I got all this stuff, legendsofamerica.com, and a lady named Kathy Alexander and Amy Stark, they went in 2004 to investigate. And during there was one quote unquote unofficial source. She wanted to know if a shadow would appear on the wall when took the picture. And the lady said, no, because if the flash is in front of me, it wouldn't have shown. This lady saw an actual shadow on the wall during the picture. And I'm going to see, I think it was, let me see if I can find it. I uploaded it too, so that way we can look at it if we wanted to. That was not it. Wrong one. This one. Nope, that ain't it. Dadgummit. I got it here. I remember bringing it up. I will help. I will do it. I will do it. I swear. I know it's there. I know it is. Where are you at? I know I saved it, guys. I know I saved it on here. That's the dining room. I think. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. May have been this one right. Yeah, this was it. Okay, here we go. This is up in the attic. All right. Now, the lady said that she saw a shadow on the wall. Now, I don't see anything in this picture at all, other than just, old worn wallpaper and stuff like that. Do you see anything that could even be considered a shadow?
No, not really. I mean, not really.
Yeah, that's what I had thought too when I was sitting there going through it. Because I mean, I've read all these reader submissions and stuff like this, and I'm looking at all the different pictures that are out there. There's this one right here where they say they're possibly the shadow, but then you've got the one that got me was this one right here. This is the attic window where the illegitimate child, monkey face boy, would look out. Now there's rumors and there's things saying that people go up there, and they'll see him in there. They'll actually see his apparition in that area. So, I mean, just think about him being stuck up in there and having to look out that window just to get glimpses of light, or to see out into the area outside. I don't know. This whole thing, I want to go investigate it just so I can see the
right.
The stories are out there. I mean,
it's kind of like we need to save our pennies, and then what we do is I can't remember if there's like 6 or 8 rooms in total, 6 or 8 rooms, and just rent the whole entire building.
Oh yeah. Well, and
what I find out how much it is to rent it for?
No, I haven't yet.
Investigation.
But everything I've seen,
you have to rent it room by room.
Yeah.
There's no flat rate. Yeah.
No. And they are receptive, from what I understand, to ghost hunters, to paranormal investigation.
Yes, they do. They have ghost tours, and they now I don't know what they're doing now. Because of my group, the Haunted Souls Paranormal. Okay.
Yeah.
They used to do ghost hunts there. Now they're not. Somebody else has got it, but they're not. I don't know at all, but I'm pretty sure that something's going to happen there, that something's going to open up there, and they're going to open them up back again, because I knew they were doing them. Yeah. But they
could just be doing a renovation or something like that. They could be doing something to help.
Yeah. But see, the problem with that is that people can still rent the room. So if somebody has rented the room, you can't get in it to investigate. So it's best to just get a group of people and just rent out all of the rooms.
Well,
and then everybody can just investigate wherever they want to.
So here's my question then. If that's the case, even if you're going in there and you rent 1 or 2 rooms, who's to tell you that you can't investigate your rooms and be able, because supposedly they have access to the entire house.
You can. Yes, you can. But you can't now, if you start reading into more of the history,
Yeah.
You need to really get into all the rooms.
Yeah.
The bedrooms are haunted. So
Yeah, well-
you really need to get into those.
Like this one right here. This is a dining room, but this room right here was the room where William Sr. actually had his setup at, his desk and everything. And that corner
Mhm.
right there is exactly where he shot himself. So that one, this one's the one that got me. This is the women's bathroom on the main floor. Okay, with the first standing shower in St. Louis history right there, supposedly. Okay.
Wow.
That's all cool and dandy. But women going in there, one lady from the bar area actually stated, she told us that she went in there and she gets done. She comes back out and tells the two guys at the bar, said, hope you got an eyeful. They had never left the bar. Will Jr.'s ghost is said to be, because that was one of his favorite hideouts, his main area when he was alive was that area right there. And he was, a womanizer, obviously a womanizer. He's still looking during his.
Well, we say whatever your life in life is, what you probably are in death.
Yeah. And those guys told her, they're like, we didn't go nowhere. Even the bartender validated, hey, they never left here. She's like, what?
Right.
So, I mean,
it has an amazing history.
Yes.
I mean, just the mansion itself, but I mean, this place is located right off of the one of the most powerful, biggest water sources we have in this country.
Yeah.
And that's the Mississippi.
Yep. It's 5 miles from it or 4 miles. That may not even be that. I don't know.
It's close. Yeah, it's close. Now I know if you're traveling on I-55, if you're going north on I-55, the Lemp Mansion is going to be on your right hand of 55. If you and then Anheuser-Busch is going to be on the left
hand side. Yep.
Right. So you're going to go past this. But the sad news is because we're always talking about preservation of these places in the history. Back in 2020, they had a big collapse of a part of the Lemp Brewery, which was a big thing because that's very historic.
Oh yeah,
for St. Louis.
They're still maintaining it, aren't they? Isn't the city still maintaining it?
Yeah, but check this out. I think in February of this year, they had another collapse. Same part of that brewery. So they're not doing a great job. And I don't think they're going to save this place unless somebody private comes in and takes it.
Yeah, and actually puts the money into it that needs to be put into it.
Exactly.
Hence another reason, win the lottery tonight, we'll take care of it.
Because, I mean, this thing is just falling to the ground. And I'm sure it has its own memories.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
My thing was, when I was reading about it, I wouldn't mind going and looking at all the places, and all the different things of the mansion itself. I want to get down into those tunnels. I want to get down in there and see if that theater and swimming pool and stuff are all still down there. I don't know if they are. It never says whether it's still down there to this day or not. But I'm like,
it's hard telling. But I mean, if the place is falling in, we're eventually never gonna know because all they're gonna do is demolish the place, and then that'll be the end of that chapter, of our history, and it's gonna be gone. Of course, Anheuser-Busch is in the area. I mean, there's a lot to do with that because we know when it changed hands and all of that, there was a whole uproar in St. Louis. I mean, if you don't live around there or don't live in Missouri, you don't even know that when it changed hands and went to, I think it's the Swedish company. Was it Swedish? I can't remember.
The brewery itself.
Donny, look that up real quick, would you?
Yeah,
who that changed hands to.
I didn't follow up the brewery side. I kept on the mansion. So.
Oh, the whole thing's haunted. The whole thing's up and down that South Broadway. That South Broadway, because you're really close to Busch Stadium.
Beverage Company.
What is it?
Greasy Beverage Company purchased it in 1920. The Lemp Brewery, and then it became part of Falstaff Brewing Company.
No, I'm talking about Anheuser-Busch. Who did it change over to?
Anheuser-Busch? I thought Anheuser-Busch was still there.
Yes, but it changed hands.
Oh, you're talking about when the Czech company bought it.
Was it
Way
Czech
back
or was it Swedish? I wasn't sure. That's why I was having him look.
It was sold to a
Wow.
Czech company back, oh God, I want to say almost 15, 20 years ago. Because it was right after I came back from Germany, I believe. So it would have been 2005, 2008 time frame or whatever. But the Lemp
2008.
Brewery.
Yes,
it
Poncho,
2008?
I got it backwards.
What'd you get back?
He's saying if you're driving north, switch.
Yeah.
It would be
Gotcha.
yeah. I'm going south. Sorry, I'm going home.
Yeah. Want to go
I'm
home?
going home on 55. Sorry about it.
But yeah, I mean, that whole area, like you said, though, that whole area along there, you could just sit up at night and walk it up and down and probably have experiences at the yin yang, provided you don't get robbed.
Well, that on South Broadway and all in that area, that is very historic.
Yeah.
That whole area around South Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they're losing a lot to it. I mean, we're losing a lot to all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And, I never saw that. Of course, we went from Fort Leonard Wood up 44 up to St. Louis, back, golly, this was 2008 time frame, when last time I did that. But I never even thought to look when you went around 55 at that time, I never thought to even look for this thing. And that's why when I started looking at it, because I never drank Falstaff. I never drank any of that stuff that they did. Anheuser-Busch I don't like. I don't like any Bud Light, or any of their stuff.
Man, you're a beer snob, Randy.
You dang right I am. It was Shiner.
Nah.
Now that they've got Barsteiner in Costco, I'm a happy man.
Right. But I mean, it is a very cool history, and a lot of them died in the house.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
And I can't understand. I mean, because they talk about mental illness, but they really don't go into mental illness.
Yeah.
I mean, how could there not be? And you want to know if it's hereditary.
It sounds like it, doesn't it?
It does sound like it. It does sound like it. And it sounds like they were not peaceful. It wasn't a peaceful family.
No, it sounds like they valued that status,
Yeah, it sounded like after Senior had gone, after he had passed, that everything just went south. You know what I mean? It just went bad after that. And it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
But it just makes you wonder, where did the mental illness begin?
Well, you'd have to assume it would have been with Senior, obviously, because he was the first one.
Maybe.
Maybe. I can't tell for sure on the father because Adam, the originator of the beer and such. I say the originator. It was actually a family recipe he brought from Germany that his dad had given him and his forefathers had given to him. So they'd had this for a long time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't say really how he died. It just says that he died in a certain time, So
yeah, but didn't some of them die in some of those rooms that they're renting out?
Oh yeah. I mean, like I said, this is the one that Charles Senior's killed himself.
Well, that's it. That's in the dining room, but in the actual B&B rooms.
Yeah, I mean, and then you got this one. This is Charles's room. That was Will. I meant earlier, Will Senior, but this is Charles's room right here. This is where he committed suicide at. Okay, this is where, and I said earlier that he had shot his dog down in the basement.
Yes.
They found him the next day. The servants did. They found Charles the next day. They found the dog had clawed his way up about half the flight of stairs to get up to Charles's room after he'd been shot.
Yeah, because it makes you wonder. Like I said, it's like why would you do that to your animal, first of all?
Don't know.
And then go up and do that to yourself. I mean, does that make any sense?
No, not one bit. And he had it for several years. Don't get me wrong. And I wonder how close he had gotten to the illegitimate child too when he was there before he died.
Well, it sounds like nobody got close to that child except for the help.
Yeah. Well, now this guy, if he's there by himself with just 2 servants, he's bound to run into the kid, you know. And I
Yeah.
wonder, it's not written anywhere, but I wonder if he had actually developed an actual relationship with the kid. I say
Mhm.
kid, he was in his 30s at that point, you know, 20s and 30s. But he's still a Down syndrome kid, so he's still going to be a kid, really.
Yeah.
So,
Damn, sounds like that guy was thoroughly destroyed mentally and physically and every way in between.
See, that's why
Yeah.
I'm wondering if down through the generations that this thing mutated, depending on who they married and who
Yeah.
you know they had children with, that maybe that this mental illness was just spreading and getting worse through each generation, and
it
which is
seems,
probably the whole downfall of all of it.
yeah, but it seems like it's all Will Sr. and his children that it all really kind of snowballed with. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you throw money into the mix, and a lot of things are going to go wrong. You know,
Exactly.
and
You got the
then
senior
you throw some
brother.
mental illness and some depression on top of that, it's just going to get even worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because nothing is going to make you happy. Not money, not love, not nothing. Nothing is
Yeah.
going to make you happy.
Nope.
So yeah, I can see that. But I feel so bad for this family because it does
Oh yeah,
sound like a generational curse.
it almost does. I mean, it's like this generation, Will Senior and his kids were the subject of it. Period.
Right. Right.
Okay, because Will the Third died of a heart attack, and the illegitimate child just died. They didn't say why or how come he didn't. I doubt he committed, killed himself or anything like that. So outside of that, you've got a father, 2 brothers, and a sister, all of which off themselves that way with a pistol.
I don't know. It
And
all
one of
sounds
them,
weird.
yeah,
All in the house. I mean,
like,
we've heard this type of story before. I
oh
mean,
yeah, hundreds of times. I
but I
mean, it's
mean
just,
this is what I'm getting down to. Is this a mental illness or is this a generational curse?
if it was a generational curse, then that means it came with them from the old country,
Or
which in Germany,
it started with Senior when he started making money and there was some jealousy.
that could be, that could be. I
You know,
mean,
even though he was very helpful in helping all of these other businesses get up
yeah,
and running, show them the ropes, this is how it works, you
yep.
know, all of this stuff. I mean, there had to have been some jealousy.
You would have
And
thought so, but everything I hear is that he got along great with Anheuser-Busch and Pabst. They were
it
all
might not
friends.
have been them. Maybe it was
Yeah,
somebody else
if,
he turned down. I mean, this is
yeah.
the
I
things
mean,
we
what
don't
was the other
know.
lady? What
Yeah.
was that other lady's name? The one that married the son. Hang on, one of the sons. I'll find it here in a second. I'll remember where it's at. He remarried the guy from Kohler, Casper Kohler. Now, when Will Jr. remarried and married his daughter, Kohler could have been one of them that was jealous at the time, and the daughter was trying to marry into the money too to help both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we're talking about Will Jr., who literally destroyed the company and the brewery and the family for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's hard telling. I mean,
I hate to point fingers, but quite frankly, that man right there destroyed a legacy. I'm just being honest about it, because he in
did it? Did he? I mean,
10-year period
he
or whatever it is.
he had to have been enabled his whole entire life. So is it really his fault to continue acting his whole life the way he's always been allowed to? Because he wasn't never told no.
I don't know. I just do
I
not
think
know.
it's a parental problem. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
going to go with that. It's a parental problem.
Well, see, and I put this one up here. This is Charles's, right?
Yes.
This one right here, this lady, let me go back to where it was written. Charles' room, and it said, look very closely at the mirror on the door. Do you see anything?
Mm-hmm.
says there's an orb on the mirror on the door. I don't. Obviously, you see this piece in the middle that is a. Well, no, it's not. No, that was freaking StreamYard. Never mind. I'm looking, but I don't see really anything.
I don't see anything either. I mean, I see a
It's
reflection.
pareidolia at best. It's pareidolia
Yeah,
at best.
I see a reflection. I mean,
so. Oh, there's a few of them. I mean, because there was a lady with her named Robin that was doing the attic, and here's one of the spots where now you can see this is dust to me, but there's an orb there. This is actually where the illegitimate child would play in these eaves and such.
So would it make sense that an orb's there? Sure.
Yeah, but I still think that's dust. So
it probably is. I mean, we would have to really get it and analyze it under a microscope, but I'm pretty sure
I loaded these up, so I didn't think I was going to be zooming or anything like that. So.
But like I said, I mean, it's kind of like when they spin their narrative on it. Does it make sense that there would be an orb there? Sure, but is it? Probably not.
Now, one of these ladies, this Robin, was up in that same attic, right? And she captured this. No, not that one. That's the wrong one. Dang it, wrong one. That one right here. That was her first picture with an orb. But that balloon you see there, that balloon supposedly went blowing past her, and she captured it as it went past.
See, this is when we need video.
Yeah. Of course, this is 2004, so I don't know how prepared they really were to do it.
That's true. That's true. I mean,
and it was for a website. I mean, honestly speaking, it was for a website / magazine at the time. And I was just like, man, she caught that. I wish I'd have seen a video of it going, and she caught these going down. You know, the little orbs and such through there. And I'm like, okay.
With those type of things,
and that's
that
dust.
orb is going to have to really, really stand out, and you're going to have to show movement because that's dust right there in that picture you just showed.
100%. 100%.
It's kind of like the old saying: "Don't bring a knife to a gunfight."
Exactly.
Don't bring a still camera when you need the video camera. You know what I mean? It's like you can't. You can't you can't compare a still to a video because you can actually watch something move in a video, and that helps determine a lot when it comes to evidence, especially in stuff like this. If like I caught an orb one time, and it was very strange because I was doing it with night vision, a body cam, and it was like 30 degrees outside. And I saw this thing just drop from the ceiling, go straight down, but it had its own light source.
Yeah.
Just saw it drop.
Yeah.
30 degrees in a building that is not heated or air conditioning. There's no bugs. There is,
it's cold.
It's broken windows.
Yep.
And it's cold. And this thing falls, and it looks like it has its own light source.
That's the thing, and you saw it with the naked eye, right?
I saw it with the naked eye,
which made me
go back to my to my body cam.
Yeah.
And which I caught it. So I mean, it's just stuff like that. I mean, orbs are difficult. Orbs are very, very, very.
And
difficult
my feeling on them too.
Yes.
So, but this guy, here's another one for you though. This one right here, senior. Outside of his room, guests have often reported hearing someone running up the stairs and kicking at the door. That's exactly how Will Jr. when he committed his little shooting, Will Jr. That's how he got into the room to find him. He kicked at the door to kick it in after running up the stairs. They're still hearing that to this day.
Well, that kind of tells you about his behavior, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because what
might have had a little bit of something. Yeah.
What would we do if our children would come and start kicking on our door?
Well, this is after Senior had done it. He went up to get to him, and he had to kick the door to get it to open, to get into him after he had committed it.
Well, you know,
And that would still fracture the boy. Don't get me wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
Will Jr. that had to mess with his head because the older son had already or the favorite son was already gone, and I'm assuming Will Jr. was the older of the two boys, but Frederick was already gone. But that alone, you know,
right.
would just
Well,
it helped crack you.
Donnie, do you have like any places like near you that has that same type of thing? Like it's a generational problem.
I'm sure there is. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but I am sure there is.
Oh yeah,
Because I've known that there are quite a few places like that.
I say, isn't the home of Edgar Allan
Yeah,
Poe
I mean,
supposedly has an issue?
I don't know if it's a generational thing because a lot of people in that time period, they kind of lived that way anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was serious, like super.
Yeah, like here's the thing, like, okay, you've seen Dead Files, right, Brandy?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
you know how they go into like the history of a lot of those people who are from similar time periods.
Oh, I like that show.
And whenever you have people like these rich families, they almost always end that way.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a pattern that was going on with people into like the turn of the century or like late 19th century.
Can't be seen as weak.
I don't know. I think people were just kind of, I hate to use the word, but I think people were just kind of assholes back then, guys.
And that, well,
I mean, they be acting like that. Like there's so many. That was my conclusion. Like getting into the paranormal and learning about all these family histories.
Yeah.
And then they go into the behavior of some of the people, especially the rich people, especially like second and third, 2 or 3 generations in. It's kind of common.
Yeah.
But have you ever noticed that that especially in that type of era, the more money, the more eccentric the family would become?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That there was like just more drama that followed the family, and there was more, you know, there was just
spoiled, spoiled, entitled people with no sense of accountability. Yeah.
We saw it with the Winchesters, Sarah Winchester.
Yeah.
And you know, we've seen it a couple of times and stuff we've looked at, and I'm like, and I don't know that it's necessarily they got to keep their appearance up. You know what I mean? Once they hit that part of society, they want to make sure they stay at that level of society, and anything less sends them over the deep end. You know?
Well, look at the wife who only wore lavender.
Yeah. That's insane. Lavender. You know how expensive lavender was at the time?
Yeah, that's very eccentric. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just to always wear lavender.
And I mean, this is just stuff that I've found from different biographies and different sites that have had research. And there was a gentleman in St. Louis, Joe something. I can't remember his name, but he's a paranormal investigator there, or / spiritualist, or whatever they want to call it. He actually was dining with the lady and the people that were doing the investigation in 2004. So he's actually involved in helping teach people about the actual history behind it and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But once again, everything in 1970 that pertained to them, other than what was already known, is gone.
You're right.
Burn it all.
Right.
Heaven burn it all. So I mean, here's another story. I mean, people talk about the we were talking about the bathroom. Women see the man peeking over the stall in the downstairs women's bathroom. You know, we talked about it. He's a peeping Tom. He's
I've never seen a man in a female bathroom. I've never had that happen to me. But 2 things did happen to me that revolved around a bathroom. And one, I was in Potosi, Missouri. You should look that one up. That's a pretty cool place. But anyway, I was in the mansion in Potosi, and there was nobody in the building. There was the 2 historians, which they were watching over the building while other people were around. But there was nobody there. There was just me, and then there was Krista. Krista was outside. So I walked to the bathroom, and as I was reaching for the door to open it, I heard a man say, "Hey." I just closed the bathroom door, walked back outside. I said, "I'll wait."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'll wait." Nope. Thanks.
Well,
I'm not fighting anybody over that, you know?
I did have a. I was about to put that one up too. No air conditioning. That
People
would
had
do
no
it.
air conditioning back then. They all went crazy. Yeah.
Well,
I agree.
it wasn't as hot either. I mean, it was warm, but they were not
St. Louis.
they were not hitting these blistering marks that we're hitting today. They weren't. You know,
I don't
and
think
then
so,
living
anyway.
along the Mississippi, you would think you'd be cooler, but you're not.
Oh
That
no.
humidity is awful. The humidity is awful, but for a brewery, that's like a prime location. You can just siphon off that fresh water and use
Mm,
it through your pipes through your brewery. So you wouldn't have to spend the money on it.
in fact, those tunnels. Now that I think about it, the tunnels and such, when they did the amphitheater and such, that all started when they figured out how to do artificial cooling down there.
That's what I'm saying. And they had a free water source, and that was
Yep.
endless.
Boondog,
So
you're right. Money can and will cause madness on a bunch of people.
yes, it will. I mean, I and that may have been the start of all of it. I mean, starting with, you know, with the senior coming from nothing,
Yeah,
but
him and
had
his
the
dad.
mindset to build, you know, a heck of a business, right? A very lucrative business. And then
Yeah.
his family doesn't know how to handle
Or at least one of
going
them didn't
from
anyway.
nothing to everything.
Because when Will Jr. took over, the two other brothers, they left. They didn't want anything to do with it. One went to Missouri, like I said, and one, Charles, I think, went to Michigan or something like that, where they had one was a banker, went into the banking industry, and the other one, I think he said he had a resort. He set up as a resort on his estate. He took his money. He went over there. He got an estate, and he just stayed out. He became a recluse, and I believe that was Charles actually. So, and Edwin stayed in his place and said, "Nope," and he
I mean,
never
maybe that
went
was
back.
just something they didn't want to be a part of. I mean, and I get it. But then they have seen the problems coming.
Yeah.
And just said, you know what, before this all blows up, you know, we're just gonna walk out of here. We're just gonna get away from it because we already know how y'all are. Because they don't really say anything about seniors' temperament. They don't talk about that. They don't say whether, you know, he was a kind father or a not so kind father or you know, all kinds of.
I'm betting not, because
Probably not.
those fathers, the fathers at those times, they were hard on their kids because they wanted their kids to be successful, and they thought the only way to do that was to drive them into the ground, just about.
Right. And can you imagine the conversations after that have happened in that mansion and how they were treating kids other than the one that was special needs?
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, other children.
Oh,
I mean, no wonder the two older sons left. They're like,
well, yeah,
I'm not dealing with this. No.
exactly. And I probably would have been the same way, honestly, if you want to get right down to it. But there's still reports of people hearing the voices of people talking in there, and all through that mansion, all through it. And there's one I saw it just here a second ago, because there was one several years ago on one of their tours. You know, the part-time tour guide reported hearing sounds of horses outside the room where William Lemp Sr. kept his office. Nothing's out there because that's a parking lot out there. But that parking lot that was out there used to be a lot for tethering horses.
Right.
The yard. So all the horses would get tied up out there.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Toby. He's very needy this evening.
Very needy.
Yeah, it looks like it. You better start taking care of that dog better.
Well, yeah, because every time Donny stops petting him, he's like, "Come here, hey,
I'm not done with you.
Yo,
I'm not done with you yet."
Yeah.
Watch him.
Hey, what the?
Yo.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. I need some scratches. Come on.
He likes his scratchies.
I see that. Because he just kind of like was pawing you. Every time you leave him alone, he's like, "Hey."
Yeah. I'm not done with you yet.
Right.
My dog Rocky puts his butt on me.
He's getting ready to get upset here as soon as he figures out that Donnie's not paying attention. See?
Yeah, I just gotta leave my hand here.
He's like,
Yeah, leave it
hey.
there. Could be worse. You could have a cat like mine does. If I leave my hand hanging over the bedside, he pets himself on it.
There you go. There you go.
So, but anywho, yeah, I'm with you on this thing though. I mean, this is while it'd be cool to see it, I still want to get into the stuff below. There's something.
It would be interesting. Now, that is a question I will pose to the people I know.
Okay. Did they allow people down there
that know about that building?
They may not own the tunnels. They may not own the tunnels. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to write it down right now. But when I talk to them, I will ask them about it because I'm pretty sure they can put me in touch with somebody at the Lemp Mansion. It's not that hard. Somebody that I can ask those questions to. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Can't really necessarily walk in, talk to the front desk, and go, "Hey,
hey, can I go downstairs?"
Right.
You might just be able to. You never know.
Yeah, you never can tell. Honestly.
You never can tell. But I don't think so. Now, the area that it's in is a little run down now. It's not as beautiful as it once was. But you can visualize what this place used to look like. And it is just amazing. It is so amazing. And then like when you're driving by these breweries and you're just looking, they're taking up city blocks.
Yeah.
On blocks. It's not like just one little building. Oh no. No.
Doesn't that building just reach out to you and scream, "Come check me out"?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of does.
So I don't know. I mean, I like old houses, and of course, nowadays everybody that has an old house has figured out if it's quote unquote haunted, they figured out, hey, I got a moneymaker here. And don't get me wrong, I want them to make money at it because if they do, that means people can kind of enjoy it. But I don't want them to set it up where it's going to be an actual setup per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think because it reminds me of something that I'm trying to talk about. It's in San Antonio, but I think it's a Holiday Inn or something like that. And it used to be an old jail that Holiday Inn took over. And it's somewhere around the San Antonio area. I can't remember. It's been a few years now. Anyway, but it's supposedly haunted. And they kept the one room of that building looking still like the jail.
It's the Holiday Inn Express. Holiday Inn Express Riverwalk. It was the old Bexar County Jail.
There you go. There you go. And it's still got that one area that looks like the jail cell. So I'm like, hey, that's a Holiday Inn Express. We can get in that probably fairly cheap.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
See if I can get the images. I'll show them to you real quick too.
Because I thought it was cool. I mean, but that picture kind of reminded me of it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, anytime you get those old ones like that and you see them at night, you're just like, ooh, what's in there?
Yeah. But see, I love going to stay at these places that have that type of history, but they're still running them today. So they're not relying on like ghost hunters and things like that, but they are. You know what I mean? They have other customers, but they still have that ghost hunting. Hey, this place is still haunted. You need to come visit. That thing. They have that to it.
They've got to maintain it. They've got to pay the property taxes on it.
Yes.
I understand that they need to make money at it some way, shape, or form, especially if it's going to be a sole source of income.
Right.
So, here's that Bexar County Jail. That's the old Bexar County Jail right there.
Yeah.
And this is the Holiday Inn Express is now where it's at.
Isn't
Look
it
at the
cool?
bars on the window.
The bars on the window.
The bars are on the windows. I was like, man, I forgot clean about that place. That's how long it's been since I've been to it.
Isn't it cool though?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, even associated with the Holiday Inn, right? You get that type of history, and they are very open about the ghost and the history and all of that. It is such a cool place. I mean, I didn't get to stay there,
Well,
but I was
kudos
trying
to them
to
for doing that, though.
Yeah, but I was trying to visit as many places as I could get to.
Let me guess,
I
got
even
to
went out to
linger, didn't you?
cemeteries. Yeah, I went out to cemeteries. I did everything. But I only had a few days, so I was trying to hit everything.
Yeah.
And then, going to the Menger Hotel and, just
It's hard to hit everything down there. It's really
it's-
hard to hit everything down there.
It is,
You gotta have
but
a
I
week.
tried.
You got to have every bit of a week alone.
Yeah, but I sure tried. I really did. I tried hard. I did. Because I'm like, when's the next time I'm really going to get to San Antonio
Yeah,
to do
you never
this?
can tell. Yeah.
Because every time I'm in San Antonio, it's like I'm in and I'm out. I don't have any time. But that time I was there and I just happened to have a couple extra days and some time. I was like, hey, I need to check that out.
Yeah.
But that's a real cool city, Donnie, if you've not been. Very haunted, very creepy.
Hopefully we'll be able to set something up. I mean, it seems doable. I mean, you're in the same state. You know us. You know the Haunted Souls crew. It sounds like they're already on the way to trying to set something up anyway.
Yeah, they're setting something up in Michigan. They're in the works for Eloise.
Oh,
so cool. That one right there is on my bucket list. Eloise has been on my bucket list.
If they do that, you better jump on with them if they let you.
We've already Blondes and Boos have already put their foot in, said yes, we're gonna go.
Whether you like it or not.
We're gonna work that event, no problem.
How far is Michigan from you?
It is about 10 hours.
10 hours drive? Okay.
Yeah.
Eloise,
Which is closer than going down to San Antonio. It's 12 hours for me to get to 12 and a half for me to get to San Antonio.
I wonder how long it would. Oh yeah, I did look in the map. How long it would take if I tried to drive from where I am at to like Richmond for the conference. Turns out it's like 11 hours. So I was like, I'd rather fly.
It's that's long, but it's doable. It's long but doable. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. You just have to get up early in the morning and take your time. Enjoy yourself. Bring your stuff. Bring your snacks. Make frequent stops. You can do it.
I'd rather fly. Do it in like less than 2 hours.
With the music going on
I'd rather drive so I could see everything.
Really?
Yeah.
I love driving. No, I like the convenience of flying too much. Just the fact that it's only like 2 hours.
Yeah. I used to drive from DC down to my place down here, when I was stationed up there, and it was a 24-hour drive, really. Because I would always drive to about the Virginia-Tennessee border, a little bit past maybe, and I'd stop for the night. Because I would stop. I'm too old for this crap. I'm not driving straight through no more.
Yeah.
But I'd sure as heck do it. And sure enough, the next day, it'd be about 6, 7 o'clock that night, I'd make it home.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Yeah. It's a tough one. With Krista, who doesn't fly, we have to be able to drive.
Yeah.
I'm with her. You better have me completely incapacitated to put me on a plane.
There are quite a few people who are just not into flying. I don't know. I'm just so used to it.
I don't care either way. Yeah. I don't care either way, but I think we miss a lot when we fly. I think convenience has taken over a lot these days when it comes to seeing stuff. Because I'm a big one. Like, if I've got time, I make side trips. We'll look up stuff in the area, and I'll go, hey, that looks cool. Let's stop over and see.
Yeah, that's cool. That would be cool to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm not afraid to do it by myself. A lot of
I'd be more inclined to do a road trip, I guess, if I wasn't like going alone. Like if I had a buddy with me.
You got somebody going with you. I mean, that makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Because I mean, y'all just say, hey, let's go see this. Let's go see that. On the way. 64, Highway 64, Interstate 64, I guess you might say, from Richmond, Virginia, that goes all the way across Virginia and through West Virginia. there is nothing like driving that drive through those mountains, and you just the Shenandoahs, and you're like, you're running along, and you're just like, as you crest up, it's like going Interstate 40 going eastbound in Tennessee when you first get into the Smokies. Okay. Yeah. There is a mist over certain parts of that just seem ominous, and you're just like, what am I about to drive into? Type thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that. But I mean, I will do side trips by myself. I have always been that person where, I mean, whether I have somebody with me or not, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go see it. I've always been one of those. If I waited on people to go see stuff, I'd never see anything.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just one of the. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those. One of those.
Come to think of it, even in 2003, during the initial invasion in Iraq, I actually got a chance to go see the ziggurat at Ur, the birthplace of Abraham, because the archaeological dig was going, and they ran.
Did you actually get to see it?
Yeah, we got to see it. I got photos around here somewhere.
That's cool.
That's cool, though.
I'm in the middle of a war zone. I'm going, hey, we get to go see an archaeological dig on something that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, it's like, if you have the chance, take the chance and go. Just do it. Because, I mean, there's going to be a day where I can't do it, and I'm going to have to fly all the time. Like Donny.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If I get a buddy, I would definitely like to do a road trip and then just go on random adventures. Well, but alas, I am alone. It's just me and my dog.
Well, hey,
the dog's a good travel companion, too.
Yeah.
Oh, he sucks in cars. He sucks in cars. Yeah, he hates being in cars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry.
Mind,
I'm just one of those. Although I don't mind driving. But I mean, there is a limit. Now, I hate driving over 8 hours in one day. But if it's just a couple more hours, I can do it. And it's, it's okay.
Yeah.
But the one thing I do hate is being crunched for time. Because I'm like,
I'll try and put them up, but I don't know if I got to find them because they're actual pictures. I don't have digitals.
Yeah, being stressed out about like deadlines and time limits. Yeah.
Right. Because if there's a Buc-ee's, you're going to need at least an hour.
Yeah.
You're going to need an hour for Buc-ee's. Yep. You'd be lucky to do it in 40 minutes. You'd be lucky.
I don't know about that because to me, and people love Buc-ee's. Don't get me wrong. People love Buc-ee's. They think it's all this and all that. To me, it's a gas station. I go in, get what I got to get, and get the hell out. That's it.
Well, then why go to Buc-ee's? Go to the mobile gas station.
Because Buc-ee's has a dadgum good sausage and egg biscuit that I like whenever I go there.
They do. Yeah. They do.
The specific.
It's like one of the best ones I've ever had.
It is.
I mean, even when it gets cold, it's good.
It's still good. Yep. And they got that brisket sandwich. Yeah. Okay. So, okay.
Yeah.
Food. Yeah. All right.
Food's the biggest thing. All the other crap can go away. All the souvenirs and all that stuff, that can all go away. The pecans, the coated pecans, the roasted pecans with the whatever they've got on them at the time, the toffee, the praline, whatever they've got on them, that's always good. That sausage egg biscuit is good. I don't care for their burgers and I don't care for their chicken. That's just basic gas station food to me from that. But that sausage egg and cheese biscuit is the best thing they got going. Period. Well, other than the bucket of Coke that you can get, there for $1 or whatever it is.
Yeah, I don't get those. I'll be making 10 more stops within an hour, to drinking that.
Hey, I introduced Rob to it when he came for the Jefferson conference that year. So we stopped there on the way out, and he's like, "This is Buc-ee's." Like, yep.
Right. And Mickey G says she's never been to a Buc-ee's. Well, there's one down by Springfield, sweetheart.
Yep, there you go.
So and there is one in Missouri. Yes, and they're building more. So let's, Anyway, with that being said, everyone,
no gas station yummy. No gas station sushi. No.
No.
Okay.
But with
Do
that
we need
being
to
said,
end that?
everyone, it is time to go. It is time to
Yes.
go, Randy.
And you know, Donnie's slacking. No meme of the week this week.
No meme of the week. Meme of the.
That's okay.
week
He's
this
been
week,
busy.
yeah.
We've been busy.
I've been
Randy.
real
We've been
busy. I've been really busy with this next episode coming up.
Yeah.
It's like the busiest I've ever been, actually.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Yeah.
And we are going to be busy Sunday night. Just to give y'all.
Yeah. Do you want to promote the new show we're gonna do, Randy?
Can we do that real quick? Would you yell at us if we promote our show?
No, I it is not my thing. I'm just gonna say,
I know.
but I know a lot of people love it. So go ahead.
Okay. Well, we have started we got a channel and we got a show that's going to be simulcast this weekend and first few weeks between Truth and Tinfoil and the new channel as well. And it's called The Ball Pit, is what it's called. It's a sports and wrestling channel. So we will be discussing sports, wrestling this weekend. And it's going to start at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern this week. Try and get as close to the end of Sunday Night Football as we can.
You know.
This is going to be the state of the WWE when we talk about it this week.
Yeah, so we're gonna split it up between wrestling talk and sports talk. I figure we figured it would be like a little outlet for the misfits to have their own little, because like Paul and Rob, they're also into sports, Tex.
Yep.
So we'll come on and we'll do different topics.
They're not into the fun side of it. They're all like rah 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 rah, and I'm like,
that's for us to poke them. That's for us to poke them with the rods, at the time.
Yeah.
What's the
I'm
matter,
not
man?
a sports guy, but I'm a big wrestling fan, so I'll be in it for the wrestling side and
We'll be
MMA.
talking about MMA.
right? That's what I mean.
It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it will. You guys love to talk that stuff anyway. So,
What are
now,
you trying to say?
Where can we find? What's the name of the channel?
The name of the channel is The Ball Pit Sports and Ampersand and wrestling.
Okay.
The Ball Pit.
And everybody can go to that channel and find you Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Central.
And 10:30 Eastern.
Correct.
10:30 Eastern. Okay, for all of you sports fanatics out there, if you like anything that has to do with the ball or wrestling or chokeholds, they got you covered.
Y'all wait till the Olympics show up. We'll have women's rugby on there. You watch.
Yeah, if there are any sports you want to discuss, Brandy, if at any point,
I will find some weird ones and I'll bring them to you, and we will discuss some weird ones.
Yeah.
How's that?
Cricket.
No, cricket's not weird.
It's boring.
If you want to do a figure skating episode, Brandy, we can do figure skating.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll do that.
I'd rather find those weird sports that nobody talks about.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Start talking about them.
Hey, you don't care. We'll talk about anything. We do not care.
There you go. All right. With that being said, don't forget to watch Blondes and Boos tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central. Yep. And we'll see you then, everybody. And good night.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.